Hello! Apologies if you can hear everyone else in my flat. Everyone's going home for Christmas now, but I'm not gonna go until the 23rd. I want to continue like working at my job. And I also just want like some time alone. I would really like just a week to kind of decompress after finishing uni. I literally submitted my project today, so thank God that's all done and I can stop stressing about that. I do have other projects to do that are due in for January, but I'm just not gonna think about that today. Yeah, I definitely need like a week to just chill out before I go home and it's all like hectic again. Today, to treat myself for finishing this project, I want to go and buy myself some books. Look, okay, so at the start of this year I had some New Year's goals related to books, and one of the rules was that I wasn't allowed to buy any more books if I still had about 10 books left to read, you know, that I had bought previously. And I can tell you now that I have not followed that this year. I started off really well, but currently I definitely have over 10 books in my bedroom that I have not read, but I don't care. Buying books and reading books are completely different hobbies, and I intend to do that hobby today. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna be silly and buy like 20 books. I'm gonna take you around Manchester today. I'm in a new city now, different bookshops, and I want to show you them because I have like some favorites. I want to show you them all, and it's super Christmassy in town right now, so we're just gonna have a really fun time. And then yeah, I'm gonna show you what I buy. It's already dark. Like, it gets dark so quickly nowadays. I've already bought 3 books and I've still got 2 more shops to go to, so we'll see how many I can afford. Okay, I have just spent all of my money. I literally have no more money in my bank account. I'm
so stupid. I told myself not to go crazy, but I have. It's really embarrassing because the girl at the till, she was like, oh, are these like Christmas presents as well? I was like, no, it's all for me. I was supposed to go to Boots and get some other stuff, but I don't know if I can even afford it now. So maybe I'll just go home. I'm excited though to show you what I got.
I'm back. God, I can't go into a bookshop and not want to buy everything. It's a real issue. I don't have any self-control. I am a little bit annoyed at myself though, because I can't believe I spent that much money and bought this many books when I said I wouldn't. The deed is done. I can't do anything about it now. Instead, I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to show you what I got. As you just saw, I went to 3 bookshops. The first one I actually haven't been to before, but I walk past it quite a lot and I'm like, wow, it looks really nice in there. And it's called Blackwell's. The first book that I got was the Atlas 6. This is something that I've heard so much about. I don't know anything about this. I just know it's like super hyped up. So it's about some magicians, some elite society. So there's some trials and they have to like survive the trials. That sounds really cool. I'm very excited to read that. Next, I bought the second book in the Inheritance Games series. This one's called The Hawthorne Legacy. I really enjoyed the first book. I can't remember how it finishes, so I think I'll have to like read a summary on that before I start this one up again. But yeah, I hope it's kind of just as good as the first one. I just assume it's going to be like lots of puzzles and mystery, which I really love. And then the last book that I got from Blackwell's was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabriel Zevin. Once again, heard so much about this book. This is pretty new, I think. So this is something about like a gaming universe. These two kids meet in a hospital and I guess they play games together, like online games. That just kind of fades into nothing, and then 8 years later they see each other again and start playing games again. The vibes that I'm getting is Ready Player One. I don't know if anyone's ever read Warcross. I loved Warcross so much. I hope it's kind of similar in the sense of like being in a game world. I really enjoy that. I don't know why. And there's so many things that you can do in gaming universes that just makes it way more fun. To be honest, I despise hardback books. I think they're so annoying, they're so clunky, you can't take them anywhere. But because this is so new, I don't think there's even a paperback book yet, and I'm just so desperate to read it. Plus it was £2 off in Blackwell's, so I was like, okay, let's just get it. So those are all of the books that I got in Blackwell's. Next up, I went to, I think this is my favourite independent bookshop in Manchester, at least. If you live in Manchester, let me know if you know of any other bookshops that are independent. This other bookshop is called Queer Lit. It's basically all books by either queer authors or they're actually about being queer. So yeah, it's such a cool shop, and the person who works in there, they were so sweet to me. And when I like went over with this book to pay, they were like, oh, I've read this, just so you know, there is sex with both men and women in this book, and there's also a sexual assault, just in case you didn't want to read about that type of stuff. And I was like, thank you so much for letting me know the trigger warnings before buying the book. And yeah, it's just like a really cool and safe vibe in there. So the first book I got was Insatiable by Daisy Buchanan. This is about a girl called Violet. She's in like a dead-end job. She doesn't have like a partner or anything. She's just in a bit of a rut, and she meets a woman who becomes like a good friend. This woman that she's met and her husband kind of start a sexual relationship with Violet. I don't know, it just sounds really interesting, and apparently it's kind of funny as well, which I like. So that's Insatiable. And then the second book that I got in Queer Lit is Milk Fed. I've seen quite good reviews about this book. This book is about a girl who has an eating disorder. If that would be really triggering to you, do not read this book. But she meets a woman who likes food lots, and I think they also start like a sexual relationship. So yeah, I'm excited about those ones. I headed over to Waterstones, and this is where the real damage started. I've bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more books. There's no excuse. So let's just get into it. So the first book that I found was Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead. So this one is about a woman who is atheist, but she goes to a church for therapy and accidentally gets a job there. So she replaces this woman who unfortunately died as the receptionist. I think someone tries to contact the dead woman because they don't know she's dead. The woman who is now the new receptionist pretends to be the old one because she like doesn't want to break the news to this person. So I assume that gets really complicated. It says it's laugh out loud funny. Second one is One of Us is Lying. Look, I know that this is a really old book and everyone's probably already read it. I did read One of Us is Lying, but I don't know why, but I never picked up the second book because I liked the first one. So like, why did I never get the rest of the series? I don't know. Kind of in summer, I think, I watched the Netflix series of the first book and I really enjoyed it and I was like, maybe I should continue with this series. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like it when books do this to the pages. I think it looks kind of tacky, but I don't really care. It's not the prettiest book anyway. I love a little mystery. A YA mystery is always fun. Once again, I can't really remember what happened in the first one, so I'm gonna have to read a summary of it. Okay, the next book that I got Crying in H Mart. The author of this book is actually the singer and guitarist from Japanese Breakfast. She also has written a memoir. I'm not really a non-fiction reader, but I want to be, you know? I want to branch out a little bit more. The next book that I got, it's A Man Called O, soon to be a major film starring Tom Hanks. How fun. Heard incredible things about this author. The person at the till said to me, if I really like this, then I should read Anxious People by the same author. She said it was her favorite book ever, so I have high expectations for this. This could be about this really grumpy old man. I think he makes friends with like a child, a neighbor child. He kind of stops being so grumpy. The next one is actually a graphic novel that I've been looking for so long. I cannot find it in every single Waterstones, every single independent bookshop that I go into. I should try just going into some comic book and like graphic novel shops because there are quite a few in Manchester actually. But this is Paper Girls 2. I adore the illustrations and the colours. It's just amazing. It gives me the vibes of Stranger Things. I think it's set in the 80s. They're on their little bikes and then there are aliens as well. Once again, I'm gonna have to read the other one again before I read this one because I can't really remember what happened. I plan to keep collecting these and then have like the whole set at the end. Glad to be back on the graphic novel train. Okay, last 3 books. Oh yeah, this next one I'm so excited about. Unfortunately, the last 3 books are hardback because once again, they're so new that they don't have paperback versions yet. This one is 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. This is the author of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and you know I love that trilogy, and I'm pretty sure they're turning that into a BBC drama, which would be amazing. Like, I would be so excited for that. So this one's about 5 friends on spring break. When their RV breaks down in the middle of nowhere, they realise that it's not an accident. They've been trapped by someone. With 8 hours until dawn, the 6 friends must escape or work out which one of them is the target. I'm very excited to read this. The last 2 are actually autobiographies. I think a good way to ease into non-fiction is by reading biographies or autobiographies because they tell a story of someone's life, so it still feels a bit like a fiction story. The first autobiography that I'm going to show you, it was really highly voted in the Goodreads autobiography section for like the 2022 Goodreads Awards, and I really love the woman who wrote it, so of course like I wanted to buy it. This is Mean Baby by Selma Blair. Selma Blair is an actress who actually has MS, which is multiple sclerosis. I think it's a motor neuron disease, so it makes it really hard for you to work your body. So I assume a lot of that will be covered in here, but it's also just about her growing up. If you aren't sure who Selma Blair is, the most popular film that I can kind of think of people my age that would know her is Legally Blonde. She's the mean girlfriend. Isn't she just like the most gorgeous person ever as well? And then the last one, I'm so excited to read this. This one is I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I'm sure you know who Jeanette is. If you don't, where have you been for like the past decade? She was Sam in iCarly and Sam and Cat. I never watched Sam and Cat, to be fair. I think I kind of grew out of Nickelodeon by that time, but I was so into iCarly. This is about her relationship with her mum and how her mum was abusive. I think it's very shocking. I'm just gonna assume there are a lot of triggers in this book, but at the same time I've heard it's actually quite funny as well. Those were all of the books that I bought. I really want to read a book now. I'm not sure which one to do though. I think I want to read one of these two books next. I'm gonna post a little poll on my Instagram and ask you guys which one I should read, and if you want to participate in any like choosing of books in the future, follow me there and you can help me decide which one to do. Yeah, that was my little book haul. A really quick detour from the inheritance game. I don't know, I just couldn't wait to read this book. I should have just done this one first. It was really exciting. It was so much more exciting than I remember it being. I'm gonna get back to the Hawthorne legacy now, because that too I'm already really enjoying. So I'm 143 pages in, I'm loving it, and I can't wait to read the next one as well. I just wish I had more time because there are just so many books out there that I want to read. If you want to know my thoughts on the rest of this book, then you can follow me on Goodreads or on my Instagram as well, because I tend to post stuff on both. I'm pretty sure I'm going to upload this video on Christmas Day, so if I do, Merry Christmas, love you all. Thank you so much for watching my videos this year. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.